Hi everyone. Video is going to probably be a little long tonight despite there being no longs, no shorts, and no sells because there's a few things I want to go over. Once again, oil just fell out of bed today, down another 4% on the day, almost trading at $80 per barrel. This is really interesting considering back in June we were near $110 a barrel for oil. So the sell off in oil continues, and a lot of people think that this is only Ebola fear related. I say, who cares? It's just in a major downtrend, and while it's getting oversold, in fact, according to long term monthly RSI ratings, it's the most oversold oil has ever been in the history of this contract. So that's a very interesting note, but why can't oversold get more oversold? Whenever I see something like this looks more like a bigger macro issue to me. And with Saudi Arabia really producing a ton of oil, it looks like that this is an attack against Vladimir Putin in Russia. It appears that Saudi Arabia is going hell bent on making sure they can drop crude just to stop Russia's advance across Eastern Europe and into the Middle East. So I think that we have a combination of macro factors, but the bottom line is oil looks absolutely terrible, and that's helping lead the market down, which goes to the next thing. The index is reversed off their intraday rallies quite hard, and volume was huge once again. NASDAQ volume was actually higher than the session before, and we came well off the intraday highs and closed lower than where we gapped up and open. That's very poor price action. And then even more troubling is that the NASDAQ 100 basically closed flat, doing the exact same thing. If you happen to look at the internal indicators of TSV and MACD, you can still see that they are just flying down. There's no bounce in these whatsoever. NYSE S&P 500, same thing. Big reversals, well off the intraday highs on volume, heavier than the session before. Very bearish, I would say, very bearish. Still, though, we have to expect a bounce here. I have studied the 1987 crash in depth today. Does not look like 1987, to be honest with you. It looks like 2008 basically all over again, however, from higher levels. No matter what, though, you can't use history is just a guiding post. It's never going to repeat itself, but it does rhyme. So we just have to keep an open mind here. But whenever I look at leading stocks, I don't see much I'm interested in. I got REITs moving and utilities moving and pet stocks moving. And that's all indicative of a bear market, not indicative of a stock market pullback, a correction where leading stocks hold up. I'm seeing moves now that I saw in 2000, 2002, that I saw 2007 to 2008, that I saw in the 1989 pullback, the 98 pullback, the 97 pullback, the 1987 pullback, the 70s bear market, the way that utilities work then. And it's the same thing. XEL, ED, Duke. I mean, it's just everywhere. We can just SO, TE, AVA, all of these utility stocks are doing the exact same thing, breaking out. I wouldn't buy any of them because who the hell? I mean, I'm sure, look at how choppy it's been leading into these breakouts. I'm sure that will continue. But the thing is that with the industry-wide utilities moving sector, along with all of these REIT stocks starting to move off their lows and giving pretty decent signals across the board as I start to pull all them out, that's indicative of money is just trying to find dividend yield and trying to find stocks that will still earn consistent money even in a bad market. We're not going for growth names. We're not going for big cap technology names. They're going for the defensive names. And when you combine that with some of the breakdowns I start saying, it's just quite clear this is not a normal pullback. Alibaba IPO happened to be the top of this market. Ever since that IPO day, that's when the market topped. And it's very possible that we've oversaturated this market with shares. And if you look at Intel's earnings after hours, their entire earnings beat came from one thing: share buyback. These companies have nothing left but to buy their shares back to produce earnings. There is nothing left. There is no growth out there. So just something to consider for all those that want to rush in and buy stocks. I brought up DPW yesterday on StockTwits and Twitter because it's holding up really well. Today it was up 14% again. These are the kind of stocks I'll keep my eye on for a follow-through day. But like I said yesterday, yeah, I would have liked to have gone long this stock in the morning, but we can't fight the trend of this shape, and it's looking really bad. Only a few stocks like ARK, STRP, PTRY, Casey General Store, and PTRY is a general store, grocery store actually. You know, when you got grocery stores, utilities, REITs, and pet stocks, like Pets Price Smart is also a discount variety store. You just don't have a very, very, very strong market. So we need to continue to watch that. The big movers of the day, I said past 2 days, shorts intraday on these Ebola virus plays. IBIO fell 42% today. Excellent intraday day trading opportunities. Lake fell 26% today. Excellent intraday opportunities. APD's down 26%. Now, these stocks should round trip. So if you want to take small positions now with the first down day in a lot of these stocks, these like APT should go from 7 back to 3. Lake should go back from 20s to the teens. It should at least go to 10. And APT already did, and IBIO, that should easily go sub 1 again. That's worthless. Just like OBCI is continuing its sell-off, and VSR following that morning went all the way up to 520 and closed at 420, trading all the way down 370. It appears these Ebola stocks are done for now. However, remember, this is a virus, not a cop shooting like Ferguson, so these could always come back to life again. But the problem is that there's just too much destruction out there. Look at NTCT. Just 1 month ago, all I could hear about this stock was how great it was, how it was, a great leading stock, hitting new highs, all-time highs, and I thought it was a great stock. But it's funny how in 1 month, this thing can go from a nearly $50 stock to a $33 stock, crashing 20% in just 2 days, with it being a super high-quality stock. So that's the kind of market we're in. Other former perfect speculator scan stocks continue to break down. GWPH is just a more recent one. But with the way that the market's looking, I think it would be foolish to go ahead and buy index calls here, thinking that we're very oversold, even though the fear is increased. The put calls got up to 1.5. The overall fear readings that the Google tracks has hit 0. I mean, it doesn't get much worse, so you would think, but yet we still can't rally. That's a big, big red flag that something's really wrong here. So even if we back and fill, like I said, we got to look for a follow-through day. I do actually have buy stops on the book still for AGIO, but based on its intraday action today, I think I'm going to take that second buy stop that's just above the 65.60 level off and go ahead and keep the one that's at the 65.24 level on. But AGIO, with that BOP weakening and that heavy volume reversal today, it might not even hold up. And we only have 3 long positions left. Agios Pharmaceutical, Rentrac Corporation, and then Keurig Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. So besides GMCR, Rent, and AGIO, we don't have any other longs. Now, I went ahead and sold all out of OVAS. Not wise, I guess. VDSI already sold out in VIPS, but even today, their bounces leave a lot to the imagination. So it looks like that this market might not be done with the selling, and even if it is, there is no way this tape wants to move higher. I mean, if we acted like we did intraday today, it just says that, the bulls have nothing left. And then something I can't show you is that around 130 to 131 in Intel, the earnings accidentally leaked, and they leaked the wrong earnings. And the spread on this stock and the trading on this stock was so violent and just so odd. And for a huge stock that's extremely liquid, that basically averages about, 28 million shares a day, that is absolutely ridiculous, and I think a big red flag to the amount of liquidity that's out there. I mean, the way that GTAT has acted and the way NTCT has acted in the past 2 days, that should tell you what happens when real sell orders hit this market. So this is not a tape to be a hero in. Cash is king still. Thank you.